Got a little fortuitous bounce here that gave him a lot of confidence. Started dancing and prancing. And right here is the signature shot, running and gunning. A left-handed hook off the glass. And more stealing. He had 2 steals, none bigger than this one. Wheeling and dealing and giving the Knicks the lead, which they would never relinquish. So outstanding game by IQ.
His growth as a point guard has been one of the real positives down the stretch. You see, this is over a 16-game span, not only scoring, but doing it efficiently. He's rebounding and also being a solid point guard as well. As for the opponent tonight, Detroit, they have the 3rd worst record in the NBA, but they're playing much better with this young core. Clyde, they're 8-9 in their last 17 games, which is good for this team. And of course, the main reason is the play of Cade Cunningham. He's still only 20 years old, a special rookie.
Yeah, the #1 pick overall, so he's a very versatile player, folks. The last game, 22 points, 9 assists, 7 rebounds, starting to be the orchestrator for these Pistons, averaging 1 steal as well. So they've got to deny his force in the paint, force him to the perimeter. Don't let him penetrate and create, so he can create. A lot of havoc, close to a triple.
Young help, and that includes a talented swingman named Sadiq Bey, the former Villanova Wildcat in his 2nd year. Days ago, he had a 51-point game in Orlando against the Magic. Those were his season numbers. An excellent 3-point shooter for the Pistons. The Knicks and the Pistons, 3rd and final time this season. Knicks won at the Garden earlier the year. They also won here in Detroit. A chance to sweep the season series, a chance to sweep this road trip. All next on MSG.
New York City, the Knicks, every decade, our struggles, our strength are shared. The same style, the same confidence, the same history.
Johnson cuts left.
Yesterday, now, forever, because we're built by New York.
Knicks take the lead.
With hot NBA offers all season long, DraftKings is going to put you in such a good mood.
Yeah, I got your number.
Even trash talk will be positive.
And I'm going to text you puppy gifts all day. I could do puzzles all day. You can't stop me from liking your social media posts. Squeegee. That's a funny word.
At the invitation to Lexus sales event.
Get special offers on the 2022 RX 350 all-wheel drive.
Want more NBA action? Jump into League Pass and stream live games anywhere. Stream more dunks, more buzzer beaters, and more moments all season long on any device. Catch up with condensed games. Get interactive stats. And customize the play-by-play with local broadcasts. NBA League Pass brings the game to you. Subscribe today for a new low price.
Knicks are in Detroit to take on the Pistons. Opening tip in moments right here on MSG. Back in New York from our Delta MSG studios, it's great to have you with us this afternoon. Bill Pito along with Alan Hahn. Knicks come in after that great fourth-quarter comeback Friday night against Miami, and the rookie Deuce McBride was a key part of the group that came back. His stat line, Alan, brought to you by Infosys.
You see the plus 16 in those 17 minutes, a big part of that group that you mentioned in that fourth quarter that had that 24-7 run that took over the game, and his defense was a big part of it. I tell you what, his last 10 games that he's played, he's 8 for 18 from 3, 16 assists, just 2 turnovers, a 93.3 defensive rating. All the things that you heard about him, they're starting to come to fruition now, from a prospect to a player on this roster, Bill. Fans love watching him play.
All right, Knicks and the Pistons coming up. Mike and Clyde have the game for you. We'll see you at the half, everybody.
Hi, I'm Dr. Carolyn Volel, and I'm one of the many doctors caring for the children in our city's public schools. As a doctor, parents often ask me questions about the COVID-19 vaccine. One common question I get is, will my child have any side effects to the vaccine? Children who receive the COVID-19 vaccine may experience some side effects, including redness and soreness on the arm, tiredness, aches, chills, or fever. Side effects usually last for 1 to 2 days. Serious side effects are very rare. I tell parents we all do our best to keep our children safe. And as a doctor, I strongly recommend the vaccine to protect even more children and their loved ones against COVID-19. The COVID-19 vaccine protects children from getting very sick and being hospitalized. Get your child vaccinated today. Thank you.
This is Roundup for Lawns. This stuff works. This stuff kills weeds down to the root without killing your lawn. This stuff works on dandelions, crabgrass, clover. This stuff works for up to 3 months. This stuff works guaranteed or your money back. This is Roundup for Lawns. This stuff works.
Oh, there's my little nephew. He looks more like Dad every time I see him. Dad is old. Right. So your message said you wanted to talk about insurance? I said I want you to talk about insurance. Well, most people know that bundling home and auto saves you money. Keep saying your words. But did you know that new customers who bundle and save with Progressive can save an average of $800? Sleeping baby. I love you too.
Figure out how you...
Premium can't be capable? Think again. Introducing the first ever AT4 lineup. Premium and capable. That's professional grade from GMC. Step up to GMC with 0% financing on these GMC models. We are professional grade GMC.
Welcome back to Detroit. Knicks and the Pistons on a cloudy day in downtown Detroit. Let's take a look at the starting lineups. Julius Randle is back, although Quentin Grimes is out. Mitchell Robinson is back in the starting lineup, so the usual 5 for Tom Thibodeau. Meanwhile, for these young Pistons, it includes Marvin Bagley, who has played very well since being acquired from Sacramento at the trading deadline. So good news on the injury front. Julius Randle returns. He's missed the last 3 games with the quad injury and will be, as mentioned, back in the starting lineup. Quentin Grimes has a sore knee. That was the one that he missed the 9 games with. Played last several games, but will not play this afternoon. And Mitchell Robinson, who came off the bench on Friday, will go back into the starting lineup.
Yeah, what about Robinson? 7 rebounds, all on the offensive glass. He had 11 points. Doing a good job coming off of the bench. Another big game by Toppin, McBride. So it was definitely a collective effort by the Knicks coming away with a victory in the previous game.
And Clyde, with Jericho Sims and Obi Toppin starting, to watch the energy they brought, the ball movement that they brought, the defensive commitment. And again, as young players, they're still making their share of mistakes, but that energy was contagious throughout the lineup.
Yep, but today could be a low-scoring game. The Knicks average 106. The Pistons 104, but the Pistons give up 112. So the Knicks only give up 106. So it should be a low-scoring affair, but the Knicks should prevail if they come out and play with their defensive intensity.
Cade Cunningham gives respect to Clyde Frazier before the game coming over. Meanwhile, the Knicks, Clyde, still 11th in the East, still 5 games out with only 8 to play. Atlanta's magic number to clinch that final spot in the play-in is 4, so meaning either 2 Atlanta wins and 2 Knicks losses, any combination of 4. So Knicks still obviously such a long shot to get the play-in. but you'd never know it by the way they've been playing recently.
Yeah, and you like that. We've traveled with these guys all year. We know they have character, they have pride, and they've shown it in the last fortnight in their games. And obviously it was no because without Randall, they were dishing and swishing and coming away with victories.
And Friday night, R.J. Barrett had an off night. He did wind up scoring 18, got to the free throw line. But again, the young Knicks playing so well Friday night in Miami.
So did Fournier. I look for him to get off to a good start this afternoon.
Barrett gets inside and quickly draws a foul. Bagley is going to be called for his first, much to his chagrin, as he disagrees with the call. And R.J. Barrett to the line. That's the area he's been spending a lot of time at. The last 3 games, 33 free throw attempts.
Yeah, 6 of 8 the previous game. He's also averaging almost 7 or 8 free throw attempts now because he's creating havoc off the bounce as he did this time. But Mike, you mentioned his poor shooting, 5 of 17 from the field, 2 of 10 from behind the arc. So we mentioned IQ picking up the slack for Barrett's mediocre game.
The other important stat on this road trip to get impressive wins in Charlotte and Miami, Knicks only turned it over 7 times in Charlotte and 11 times in Miami. And remember, Miami's one of the premier defensive teams in the league.
Well, doing this winning streak, only averaging maybe 11 turnovers over Knicks.
Beautiful pass Cunningham to Bagley, and they've already established a little bit of a chemistry. It's only the 16th game that Bagley has played since the trade, and his 6th start. He's putting up some nice numbers.
Yeah, 25 points the previous game for Bagley. Right now trying to with the steal, but the Knicks have it along the sideline.
Bagley, the number 2 overall pick. Fournier, tough runner from Evan Fournier, and the Knicks knocked down their first couple of shots.
Fournier also only 2 of 11, 2 for 10 from behind the arc, so look for him to get off to an auspicious start this afternoon.
Cunningham, again, just 20 years old. He's got terrific size and very strong for a young player. Bagley goes at Randall.
Speaking of size, Bagley's 6'11", previously slamming and jamming. This time wheeling in the paint 10 feet away.
In his 5 starts previous with the Pistons, he's averaging 16 points, 9 boards. As Clyde mentioned, had that big outburst with 25 Friday in a loss to the Wizards.
Fournier again off the bounce.
And Cunningham grabs it and a held ball. Good defense from the rookie.
Yeah, Fournier previously able to exploit the neophyte in the paint. This time Cunningham showing aptitude, fortitude, tying him up, and they will jump. Both guys around 6'6".
Well, Pistons been chasing Fournier off the 3-point line. Both times he's had it, he's driven to the basket. They win the tip. Cunningham, he's 6'6", 220. Lost it. Picked up by Burks. Nice defense there by the Knicks.
Burks in a hurry.
And Burks draws a foul on Cunningham. So more free throws early for the Knicks.
Let's take a look at the defensive intensity here. Robinson averaging 1.5 blocks, getting this one. The problem with Cunningham, Mike, the other thing has been foul woes. He's been getting the early foul woes, relegating them to the bench. So he's the culprit this time. Burks shooting 2.
There's Burks' numbers over the last dozen. Again, the Pistons they're the 5th youngest team in the league. The amazing stat, Clyde, is in Dwayne Casey's team, they don't have 1 player left from the roster of 2 years ago. That is the ultimate definition of tearing things down and rebuilding. Not a single player from 2 years ago. In fact, Killian Hayes, who was their lottery pick last year, he's their longest tenured player. Just incredible. But they want to do the rebuild, and they've done it. They've got some nice young talent. Long ways to go. Robinson, Tony may have got a piece of that, as the Knicks quickly come the other way. Mitchell Robinson comes into today's action, 5th in the NBA blocks per game. Barrett goes right at Cunningham, gets inside, blocked by Stewart. Sadiq Bey inside, and a finish from Bagley. You see the athleticism of Marvin Bagley.
And you see the defense creating offense. Stewart, the rejection. Bagley's the beneficiary.
He's got all 6 of their points.
A nice crowd here this afternoon for the Pistons.
I mean, it's far from capacity, but for a team that has the third worst record in the league. Real rookie. A lot of room there to knock down the three and tie it up.
Looks of a veteran player. He's been around. So that time on the left elbow. Robinson looking the post.
Crossover high off the glass. What a pretty move from Burks. Kept it high to keep it away from Stewart.
Stewart all over him, but to no avail. Previously, Stewart blocked the shot, igniting transition.
I was hoping for a Stewart all over him like a cheap suit, which, by the way, you have none of. Barrett comes the other way.
Barrett effervescent, vivacious early on.
Can't hit the three. Long rebound out to Burks. No hesitation. Barrett again. Misses again. Gets a rebound. Kicks it out to Fournier. Back up top to Randall.
Good composure by the Knicks now.
Knicks now 1 for 4 from three-point range.
Mike, they put up 53s the last game.
Oh, I know.
The record is 54. That's not a heck of 50.
Three-point mindset run amok. And Fournier thought he had a clean steal. Instead, he's called for a foul. Dwayne Casey is in the face of the official. Tom Thibodeau's yelling at him from down the other end. Suyash Mehta, one of the young officials in the game, already hearing it from the two head coaches.
Casey normally unflappable. We know about Mr. Tibbs.
You can hear him yelling from back in New York. All the way back to New York.
They call me Mr. Tibbs.
And a foul on Mitchell Robinson. By the way, that is one of the great movies of all time. Sidney Poitier in the heat of the night.
Yeah. So Cunningham manipulating off the bounce. Able to draw the foul. I was reading, Mike, where they're complaining he doesn't go to the line enough. Only 2 free throw attempts per game. But they're saying he's always in the paint, but not getting the calls. So he finally got this one.
Him and Evan Mobley are the two favorites for the Rookie of the Year. And there's a lot of good rookies.